Good afternoon. This is the Duke of Fremont Street in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today is Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Salute. Very refreshing. Before starting today's short video, I'd like to introduce a term that's very, very seldom used in our language today. It's one of my favorite words, and the word is gratitude. I believe gratitude is fundamental in the way I operate, and I would hope that you are like-minded. I'm grateful to have you as my subscribers, and I'm grateful to have you as my viewers. You've been very generous with your compliments and your suggestions and your comments, and I thank you so much for that. While I'm at it, I want to thank my cousin, Danny Wall, who lives in Missouri, my home state, for making me this beautiful ink pen, which I have used on many of my videos. Danny actually designed and created this beautiful work of art. It has a rifle at one end and a shell casing at the other, and I believe this is antler bone or something in the middle. Anyway, it's an exquisite item, and I thank you so much, Danny. In today's short video, I'd like to talk about the state of the market. The metals, as you're well aware, the precious metals, are depressed. You and I, I'm certain agree that silver and gold are terribly undervalued in this topsy-turvy, upside-down world we live in today. To clarify how I feel about it, I believe that the precious metals aren't depressed. I think they're being manipulated. And I believe that when you see the spot on the current world market, that's the paper spot. It doesn't describe the physical silver and what that's trading for. And if you don't believe me, try to buy silver today. Although the premiums have come down substantially, the premiums are historically very high on the precious metals right now. And I think that has something to do with the fact that they are so undervalued on paper. When the paper market creates these contracts, the long contracts, the short contracts, they have virtually no accountability. They have nothing backing these paper contracts up. If all the contract holders decided to call in these contracts, this would be a disaster. There would be no way they could cover the short positions or the long positions, for that matter. If people wanted to take delivery, they don't have near the inventory on hand to cover the position that they wrote. The Fed is calling the shots, as you know, and the big banks are right there with them. And they have the power, and they want to maintain that power. And as long as the general populace has faith in the fiat currency system that we're using, they're in the catbird seat. However, if the masses realize that the precious metals are items of value, and that the fiat currency is strictly paper, they will lose their power base, and that's exactly what they don't want. So they try to suppress the value of the precious metals. If you want to prop up a currency, I believe that you should have it back with something. And the precious metals are the only logical choice for me. The fiat money, as I mentioned, is backed by nothing. And because it's backed by nothing, it can be printed or digitized to the moon and back. The people that are in power have absolutely no accountability whatsoever. If they get short of currency, they just print or digitize more. A month later, if they're short of currency, they digitize or create more, print more. And what this is doing, it's destroying the absolute value, what little value there was in our fiat dollar to begin with. I believe this is a false view of the economic world and how it should operate. And I wouldn't be at all surprised if someday soon this way of looking at things will come to an end. So what do I believe in? I believe in the old-fashioned adage, the golden rule. Those with the gold rule. I still suggest, in my old archaic ways, that you should acquire gold and silver. It's an absolute source of wealth and preserving your wealth. It's only been used for 5,000 or 6,000 years and recognized by people across the entire planet. One nice thing about the precious metals is they come out of the ground with a lot of toil and labor. You can't print gold and you can't print silver. And they're accepted worldwide. So I believe that the way to hold on to what your hard-earned labors have created, the wealth that it's created, is with the precious metals. People have also asked me in what denomination would I put the gold and silver, or in what form. First of all, it should be physical. And secondly, I believe it should be in small denominations. I believe 100-ounce bars of silver, for example, or kilos of gold. It's more than the average consumer can consume. So you want to stay where the crowd is, that's where the action is. I look at things like a pyramid, and at the bottom of the pyramid are the people with the 1-ounce pieces and the 10-ounce pieces of silver, or the 10th-ounce pieces of gold. That's the crowded bottom is where the liquidity is and where the volatility is. As you move up that pyramid towards the top of the economic strata, you have the people that are holding the 100-ounce bars of silver, or the 1,000-ounce bars of silver, or the kilos of gold. And let's face it, maybe this is arguable, but I don't think so. The vast majority of people down here on the bottom, that's out of their playing field. So once again, you want to stay where the action is, you want to stay where the liquidity is, and you want to stay where the volatility is. No one said any of this is easy. If you acquire these metals, one of the best things you could probably do is forget you have them. Just set them aside for a rainy day, and hopefully that rainy day will never come. If you're like me, and I'm a purveyor and a trader, investor, collector, and I have a passion for this, you have to have a strong composition. You can't have a weak stomach, because you're going to go on a roller coaster ride, and some days you're going to have elation, and other days you're not going to be happy at all. I also suggest, and I've said this in past videos, that you stay informed. The propaganda that's spewed out in the mainstream media isn't necessarily helpful. So I would be very selective in what I listen to. The time you take is valuable. Everybody's time is valuable. That's the most valuable commodity we have. So you want to make sure that the people that you listen to, and that you'll be the judge of this, or giving you sound information, and that you're not being bamboozled or hoodwinked. People say, Duke, you know, you're a silver advocate. That's true, I am a silver advocate. And they feel that I also don't appreciate gold. They couldn't be further from the truth. I also enjoy gold. I prefer silver. It suits my temperament. It suits my game plan more. But for example, even this week, one of my viewers, thank you very much, came in from the West Coast, LA, and brought me all of these beautiful vintage gold sovereigns. The sovereigns are absolutely exquisite. They're historic. They're one of the oldest coins that are in production today, if not the oldest. They started centuries ago. And the actual gold weight of a sovereign is 0.2354 ounces pure gold. They're a little tricky on the math because 0.2354 times spot times the number of sovereigns is where you get your actual gold weight. And they're traded with a fairly low premium. I like low premiums with the gold and silver. Well, I've taken enough of your time today, I guess. It's always a pleasure visiting with you. I would once again thank you for the nice comments about my videos. In particular, several have commented about my dear friend over here, the Silver Bull, so I decided to return him. One of the questions was, is he sterling? And the answer is no, this is not a sterling bull. This is a 0.999 pure silver bull. And appropriately, I've named him Silver. So Silver the Bull he's making his appearance in this video, as you can see. Other people have mentioned that they like my posters, like the one behind me. The posters are actually covers and inside pages of my comic book trilogy series. I'm an author and a publisher of comic books about the misadventures of the Duke of Fremont Street. Currently in production, we have they've already been published 3 books in a trilogy, and the trilogy is all set in present-day Las Vegas. And my books are inspired by real people and actual events. And if you ever wish to pick up a copy, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I would appreciate that. First editions, if you request it, will be signed. For your information, this is book 1 in my series. It's the Duke of Fremont Street, Las Vegas Treasure Hunter. Isn't that cool? And then book 2 in the series, which is an ongoing storyline, is the Duke of Fremont Street, He's No Myth, with the showgirls, very classic Vegas. And then book 3, which wraps up the first trilogy, is the Duke of Fremont Street, The Duke Rides Again. The poster in the background, in fact, is featured in one of the books, I think book 2, and it shows in front of me a lot of my Duke ducats, which are over here. These are the tenths. I have my own I have a coinage that have my image on it, the Duke ducats and the 10th ducats. So they're, like I said, they're woven in the storyline of the Duke of Fremont Street trilogy. One final thing, I've had some nice compliments about my flowers. One of the notable things about me is I always try to have a boutonniere on my lapel, and I create my own boutonnieres. I buy the flowers and cut the flowers and arrange the flowers. I love this arrangement. I put this up recently. I think flowers are instrumental for the soul. I think they're like air itself. They do something. It's almost indescribable how I feel about the flowers and how they give me that great feeling. It's kind of like listening to a Beethoven string quartet. Anyway, I've taken a lot of your time today, and once again, I want to thank you for coming by and spending your time with me. I wish you nothing but the best of health, and I wish you tons of wealth. Salute. This is the Duke of Fremont Street, and I hope to see you around my beloved Las Vegas someday. So long.